Welcome back to Fine Spirits Appreciation Society. I'm Patrick, and today we have the first product from Spirits of French Lick to be on the channel in quite a few months. I believe the last one we reviewed was the Huger Apple Brandy. Today we have the Mattie Gladden, a high rye bourbon bottled in bond, which means 100 proof. This is 4 years old. It has a mash bill of 55% corn, 35% rye, and 10% malted barley. It's double pot distilled, as is most of the products at Spirits of French Lick. Tends to give their products a more unique characteristic, I would say, compared to the distilleries that just use column still. It's also not chill filtered, so that's nice. It's got a pretty good copper color, I would say. Looks pretty good for 4 years. Let's start with the nose. So, right off the bat, you get like a fresh baked bread sort of note. And then there's like a buttered, like a buttery corn note. There's a little bit of spice there. Almost a clove, but not quite. In the background, there's some fruit hiding, but I can't really pinpoint what it is right off the bat. So let's go on to the palate. Cheers. So, on the palate, you get a little bit of baking spices. You get a little bit of that sweet corn note. A little bit of a bready sort of note. And then you get like a sweetness, like a almost like a darker honey, but I'll have to go back for a second sip to maybe pin that. Yeah, I would say that the fruit note is like it's like a apple, like a sweet, maybe slightly tart apple. You get that buttery corn note. You get that slightly like a bread note, and then just a hint of those baking spices. Yeah, it's good on the nose and the palate. I'm going to add a little bit of water and see what that might do. It's 50%, so I think it can stand up to a couple drips. Oh, so the water on the nose brought out some caramel and vanilla sweet notes, along with everything else. except maybe turning that buttered corn note into maybe closer to a cornbread. Yeah, smells good. Let's see what it did to the palate. Cheers. So, it brought forward more of those baking spices and a little bit of oak, I think. Everything else is still there, but the baking spices are turned up with some water and brings in that hint of oak. Whereas all the other flavors are slightly toned down, but they're all still there. Yeah, this is good. I haven't had I haven't had a whiskey or a spirit from Spirits of French that I didn't think was good. Um, the aquavit was a little outside of my normal, you know, what I normally go to, but even it was interesting, and I thought that, it was an interesting experience. But yeah, this is a good bourbon if you like flavorful, rich bourbon with some of those spice notes from the rye. Yeah, I think that they're doing good stuff at Spirits of French Lick. If you get a chance, you should stop by and check them out. They're located in West Baden, Indiana, which is in south central Indiana. You can find their products online. I think your best bet is probably Sealbox. If you're located somewhere that this is not distributed to, or you're not able to stop by the distillery, I would say that's probably your best bet in finding some of their stuff. I look forward to trying more of their products in the future. And if you've had anything from Spirits of French Lick, let me know down in the comments what you've tried, what you thought of it, what your favorite's been. And until next time, cheers.